Those ones.
I listen to this guy. I think it's Bear or something. He's a white dude, and his hat says "Get Fuck Cunt." GFC. So they all say that. And so at the end of every video, he just goes, "Get fuck cunt." And, or it'll say different, say like Great Fathers Club.
Oh, okay.
So he'll say different acronyms of the hat. Okay, you know what I mean? Okay. So, but his main thing is get fuck cunt. And,
literally get cut.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what he always says.
What's the why?
So like he'll see some Karen do some Karen shit. Oh, you know what I mean? And then so as she's doing her Karen shit, he'll be like, "Bitch, get fuck cunt."
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I actually think
and then he says merch shits in bio. Hey, you know what I mean? And so he sells those. He sells all the merch. Yeah. And he's hilarious. I bet he's super good.
You guys need to charge, bro. Clearly.
That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah. We got to.
We're in the process of getting that done, dude. Yeah. We already have like some designs and some ideas for what it is, but we're just trying to get it up to, because we're at like 4 something on Tik, and then I want to get to 500 on YouTube before we launch it. Yeah, I think it'll be better that way. Yeah, just so we have like at least a little pool.
You know what I mean? Hey, put on there like a tagline. Do you see clear?
Yeah, something. Yeah, exactly.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Come up with some witty thing. Yeah,
motivational or something like that. I like that. Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good. Appreciate you, dog. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, we need to come up with a funny CVP, like an acronym, but it's a hilarious one that goes along. So it's not only like Clear Views Podcast, it also says like,
what do you think?
Like, I don't know. We'll come up with something.
Too crude, like Cox vagina. That's a little too much.
Too much. Cox vagina pussy.
Yeah.
No, we'll have to look it up.
Yeah, we'll think about
have AI do it.
Think about it.
Why are we even thinking?
I like it though. I think that would be a good idea for us to do. That guy that you said, what's his name again? Because I want to look him up later.
I'll send it to you. Do you want to look it up right now, or do you want to?
Yeah, let's look it up right
now. I watch him all the time, dude. It's hilarious.
Because when you said it, it sounded really familiar. Because I feel like I really have seen him before.
I think I've shown him to you, to be honest.
Probably.
Let's see if he just pops up.
Oh, I forgot to bring that thing today.
He usually pops right up. It's always when you... Let me just look him up. Yeah, this guy.
I think I have seen him.
They get closer to deadlines than Biden does the top of small children's heads. First things first, fuck the IRS. It's illegal to not file your taxes, not pay them. Secondly, the IRS lost like 25% of profits last year because a bunch of people went, fuck it, just didn't pay it. And I can tell you why this happens. Because what are they going to do? Put a lien on a house you can't afford? Use a bank account full of Starbies and overdraft with your credit score, like you're going to be able to get that car loan anyway? Dumb motherfucker trying to scare the peasants with the fears of the king. Dorks. And let's be real here, if you work for the IRS, you can get fucked by a cactus. I got a lifted tea bag and a Smith & Wesson for you unless you guys figure your shit out. Honestly, get fucked, cunts. To my FBI agent, that was not a threat. Invite to a tea.
So he does like racial ones. He does all kinds of hilarious ones, dude.
Bro, that's actually low-key smooth. I like that.
Yeah.
His videos are, I like that switch back and forth.
Yeah, he does that a lot. Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Yeah, no,
that's how you keep him like.
Yeah, it is, you know? Yeah.
That's the thing I think is the hardest thing. This is what I want to talk to Evan about actually, is what gets you to stop for a video?
I mean, it has to be interesting. I think about that all the time, actually. You know, it has to be something intelligent, something creative, something new.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I mean, there's certain people I like. I mean, I very rarely come across people that are new that I like.
Yeah. That's the other thing that I think it's why it's so hard to get into this field.
Yeah, definitely.
It's because one, you're fighting an uphill battle with the saturation that is already there. And then two, it's like, you know, like I'm a Kobe fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
I doubt there's ever going to be a basketball player to come into the NBA that's going to make me be like, I love this guy more than Kobe. Never. It's just not going to happen. Like I'll maybe like or appreciate or admire another basketball player, but no, like I am a diehard Kobe fan, you know? So that same concept I think applies to the social media world and like content creators is like, if you're a Jake Paul or a Logan Paul fan or whatever, you're like glued to that type of content. You might like see a couple other creators and be like, oh, I like this is cool, whatever, but you're not going to be as invested as you are in a Jake Paul or Logan Paul or whatever.
Yeah, I think it takes a while for you to actually, I think, trust the people that you're watching. So I find it to be hard when I watch someone new. I have a hard time really investing like a lot of interest in a lot of their page.
Yeah.
Until I get through a period of time where that kind of content is consistent and I find it consistently well.
Is that what you want, is consistency out of it? Or?
I do. No, I want consistent. I want new things, current things.
Okay.
I even have a hard time listening to things that I actually really like but it's old.
Yeah.
Just because of the news cycle so fast.
Right.
If they're talking about, Biden's, election, or they're talking about, the 2020 stolen election or something like that, regardless of how much I like that person and I haven't heard that person say this, I'm kind of over that moment in time, right?
Yeah.
So then I want to look at the next thing or whatever's current, and I want to use that to be like, oh, okay, what can I learn from this this new content or whatever?
Yeah.
I mean, humor and comedy can kind of be timeless.
Yeah.
But even then, you kind of want it to be, unless it's a timeless subject, then it's fine. But if it's not a timeless subject, it's a current event subject, then you're kind of like, I need to keep it current.
Exactly. I think that is the hardest thing that I'm trying to like figure out for us is like because what you just said, comedy and humor is usually timeless, right?
Right.
That's my mindset. And I'm like, funny is always good. If I can't think of something, funny is something people can always enjoy or whatever. Right. But and this is where I'm like excited to talk to Evan, the card guy who's coming on. Can't wait to have you, Evan. Is it like an algorithm thing, or is it just people? You have to be Kevin Hart or whatever status for funny for it to actually work on these platforms, because every clip that I've ever clipped for us that has been like funnier doesn't ever do well as like the emotional, inspirational. Like there's one clip I just posted of you, and it was actually back from the second episode when we were talking about my whatever comeback story. And you were asking me something about like the dynamic between Egyptian moms and fathers. And I was telling you how like, oh, Egyptian women usually let the man lead, whatever. And you said really like, it was a bar, bro, honestly, of, that's how it should be, as far as if a woman truly trusts a man and knows that he has like the best intentions and he's looking out for the family, she will let him lead,
Yeah, absolutely.
not even like let him lead, but she'll look to him to lead, that kind of thing. So those clips for us, at least, they do better as far as our content goes. But I don't know, maybe it's because we caught fire with that first, so the algorithm is like, all right, this is what you're going to be good for.
This is, to be honest, we are way too green to even have an opinion on what works and what doesn't work.
That's true. That's very true.
Because these cats have been at it. Jake Paul and the Pauls have been at it since, for like 2006, bro.
They were doing
or
it
whatever
online,
it is.
bro.
Yeah, they were
Online.
doing.
Yeah,
right.
I was like,
So like to put even them in a category of like, where they're at, be like, hey, why did they have something that sticks?
Right. No, very true.
It's, and Rogan as well, and all these guys that have been around forever.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you even see some of the comedy ones, like they've been at it for 8 years.
Yeah,
you're just
seeing them at their peak.
Yeah, you're seeing them now, and you're being like, oh, see, they worked. So even their funny videos back then weren't working.
Yeah.
Just because the algorithm wasn't set up that way.
Yeah.
Or they just didn't have the following to even be put on the algorithm.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And now they have a big enough following where
now it gets pushed.
and plus we see these people. I mean, there's still a whole world out there that me and you are not aware of.
Very true.
And all these people have millions of followers. There's a comic book guy out there. I guarantee whoever that comic book guy is, he's got millions of followers that millions of people are into. There's a a girl who cuts hair that is just super famous in her community.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have my little community of people that are famous in my community.
Yeah.
But there are so many people out there that are crazy famous.
And we don't even know.
And we have no idea.
Not
who
in
these
our
people are.
algorithms,
Right.
like, you know.
And they're not so big. We're like a Mr. Beast.
Right.
But you know how many people have 5 million?
Yeah. Those are a lot, dude. I
mean,
met
dude,
one
there
on
are
my cruise.
So many people
that
have 5 million followers.
Yeah.
And you would never know it if you passed them on the street.
Right.
But in their circle, they're like known. You would think they're known by every person on the planet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the way they talk on the platform too.
Right.
Like, oh, I went to the airport and this person knew me. I
Right.
can't go anywhere and no people don't know me.
Right.
It's like, how are you
Who are
even
you
possible?
again?
And they have 700,000 followers.
Yes.
And they're talking like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are people out there you walk past all day and they could have 10 million followers
You would never know it.
in their little niche and you have no idea.
Never. Yeah.
No clue in the
It's
world.
crazy you say that, dude, because literally on the cruise, I think I told you about this. I don't know if we talked about it on the show or whatever, but last episode, but I met a professional gamer. And the only reason why I even knew who he was, and what's crazy is I walked by that guy like 4 times prior to seeing what I saw, which was this group of kids, like teenagers. They like saw him and they're like, "Oh my god!" And they went up to him.
No kidding. It was like that.
And they were like taking pictures with him. So when that happened, I was with like a group from my group, and one of them were like high schooler,
right?
And I was like, "What's going on there?" And the guy's like, "Oh, that's a professional gamer, bro." He's like, "You don't know who that is?" And I was like, "No, I don't. I'm an adult,
right?" Exactly.
I don't play games too much. I'm trying to like pay for bills and shit,
right?
You know, so then when he told me who he was, and then I ended up running into him again, and we ended up talking or whatever. And
both my boys, they knew who he was.
Yeah,
they knew who he was. Yeah,
I might as well say Myth. Thank you, by the way. I appreciate you. He followed our
Nice. Okay.
channel and stuff, and he's a super nice guy, by the way. Yeah. So if you are into gaming, you should check him out. The Myth. I think it's Myth only, MYTH. But he's one of our subscribers. We obviously follow him back now too. But major shout out to him, man. I appreciate you. And he actually was super cool, bro. He like took some time to talk to me about the game, like as far as like content. And
what type of games does he play? Like first person shooters?
I think he does Fortnite.
Okay.
Yeah. Fortnite and maybe a couple other ones. And he also makes other content too, like just like funny stuff too.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that, like you said, we're so green that I'm still thinking, and I know we're like collaborating on it as far as where can we take this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because everyone always says, oh, niche. And I'm like, but you and I are not, I know us, you know, we're not limited to one subject.
Yeah, no doubt.
We can talk in depth, not saying we're experts, but we can talk in depth on multiple subject matters, you know? So I want our niche to be multifaceted,
right?
You know? Right. So I think it's just, like you said, bro, it's just going to take time and consistency more than anything.
Yeah. I enjoy the interviews the most. I know you do too. That's one of our things that I think we want to definitely do more of.
Yeah, 100%. And we will.
Yeah, and we will. So I think that's going to be a good way of figuring out, maybe that's just the way, you know, having
I think
the interview stuff.
Honestly, just bringing on people and hearing their stories.
But again, just letting people hear it, continue to let the channel grow organically.
Right.
Just being authentic, doing all those things, and you know,
go from there.
The cars go wherever they go.
And with that being said, welcome back to Clearview's podcast, where culture meets conversation. It's your boy Bishki Baby and my A1 Day One flyest white guy in the business, Mr. Tim Big Daddy Simmons.
Good.
I like that segue. I like us starting off just with a natural conversation.
Me too.
I really do. I think it's a better fit for us.
Keep that going.
I know we wanted to talk about work experiences, right? Ooh. And some of the dilemmas that people, which I think everyone in this world has had a work experience, at least if you had a job and you're not one of those people that are just on the couch taking advantage of the Medicaid system. But if you've had
which job, is a lot of y'all out there,
so probably like 80% of our followers, but it's okay. But just the experience of working with someone that you've bumped heads with. I know for you it's a little different because you've always been like, honestly, self-employed. Yeah. Which I cannot say the same. I've been a 9-to-5 guy. But yeah, I know I was venting to you the other day about my experience, but crazy enough, that person contacted me and we kind of squashed it.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah.
It was actually, I admired it and I was like, mad respect, bro.
Yeah,
you know,
that's definitely
to be the bigger not I mean, I felt like I was being the bigger person the whole entire time.
Right.
And just to kind of give some context, with this new job that I started, I really like it. It's really interesting. It's important work. Kind of keeping the power on in the world is important, you know?
No doubt.
We all need electricity.
No doubt.
But the stress behind it, you know, there's a lot of things without getting into too much detail. Like if we mess up, someone could either die or be seriously injured.
Sure, yeah.
That's the level of technology that we're dealing with, and
Mhm.
machinery and electricity and whatnot, and fire hazards and whatnot. So you have to be on point at this job. You know, this is not like I'm just going to come in like hungover or, you know, thank God, like I am not doing what I used to do,
Right.
because I would fucked up right off the bat
Right.
for sure. So anyways, but at the same time, I like the type of person that I am. I like to make my work environment enjoyable.
Oh,
I'm
no,
there for 12
absolutely,
hours.
yeah.
I might as well
Enjoy it, yes.
enjoy it with my coworkers or whatever.
Mhm.
So the typical crew it's 4 guys. It's me, actually the guy that helped me get the job, who's one of my closest friends, and then 2 other guys. The other guy I'm super tight with, super cool. He's kind of like the lead, right? He's the one that has the most experience, and he's the one that's like making sure we're doing everything right. And me and him have clicked, you know, like we do really, really well together, and we're always doing our Indian accents with each other and all that stuff. So it's really fun. But this person, I don't know, for whatever reason, just doesn't seem to appeal to what we're doing. Like they usually are on their own. You can just tell that they're not happy with whatever's going on, you know? So we were constantly causing issues, and I don't want to give too much away, but it was just one of those scenarios, right? Mm-hmm. But like I said, that person reached out, and, you know, we squashed it now. But how do you think you would deal with a scenario like that without being like a snitch? Because I can't snitch, man. Like I couldn't go to the manager and be like, hey, even though it was well within my right to do so, my approach is I rather try to settle it myself with that person. And then if it like escalates from there and it gets to the point where now I can't even do my job,
right?
Then it's like, okay, maybe I might bring the manager into it, because that's what was happening.
Mhm.
That person was impeding on my ability to do my job effectively because of their unhappiness or whatever.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So how would you handle that? You would have beat his ass, haunt him.
I would have definitely. I mean, it's hard because I give people a lot of space, and I also give people a lot of grace. Like I'm pretty big on that. Like just give the people, hey, he might having a bad day.
Exactly.
He might be just, you know, who knows what the guy's going through.
Right.
You know, there's all those things too.
Yeah.
So I think that's the best way to approach it always, especially at the beginning.
Yeah.
And but if it continues and you've maybe even take him to the side and be like, hey, what's good? Are we good? You know, seems like, you know, I'm feeling these type of tensions.
Right.
Then, you know, based on that reaction, if he's just like, hey, I don't like you.
Yeah.
Then be like, all right. Then, and if that's the case, then it's like, okay,
at least now you know.
Yeah. At least now you know. But then I'm going to give that same energy.
Right.
You know, I'm going to turn around and I'm just going to, if we're playing this game, we're just going to play this game.
Right.
Because I tried to be nice. I tried to do everything that I could.
Yeah.
I tried to give you grace.
Right.
And you don't want nothing to do with it.
Right.
So if this is just who you are and how you are, then I'm just going to just be distant and I'm not going to come to you for nothing.
Yes.
And if you get thrown under the bus for something, hey, I'm not on your team. I'm clearly not on your team.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be on my team.
You're either with me or against me.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling you're against me. So I'm just not going to go to you for anything.
Right.
And if you get thrown under the bus for anything, then that's on you,
bro. Yeah.
Because you're clearly going to throw me under the bus anytime you can.
1000%.
And I'm not even going to try to throw you under the bus.
Right.
But I'm not going to go out of my way to not throw you under the bus.
Exactly.
I'm just going to go and
I'm going to just keep my distance.
Keep it 100 all the time.
Right.
And this is just how things are going to go.
It's so crazy you say that, because that is actually why I feel like I have been the bigger person, because my mindset is similar to yours. Is like, I try to give that person grace, because I think we all, you know, everyone's dealing with something.
Bro,
everyone's going through something, right?
Yes.
Fair enough. And, but at the same time, I try my best not to lose sight of, even though I know I've gone through stuff and I'm going through stuff currently and I'm under a lot of stress and I'm doing 20,000 things at once.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't want to become that person where it's like, it's like my world and everyone else is living in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
I don't want to be that guy. I hate that, you know? So I was showing, in my opinion, a lot of grace, because that's how I thought was like, okay, maybe this guy's going through something, or maybe he's dealing with some demons that I'm just the punching bag for whatever reason.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the new guy. Maybe I'm loud and I'm kind of making a scene because like I'm drawing a lot of attention to me.
Right.
Maybe he doesn't like that, you know, whatever. Or maybe he's like a quiet guy and I'm being too noisy, that kind of thing. So I tried to be as understanding in that regard, but I also made multiple attempts of like extending an olive branch and being like, hey bro, like, what are your thoughts on this?
Right.
You know, because we're over here talking
Right.
and he's like onto his own. So I'm just like, hey, what do you think, dude? And like playfully, like not even like where I'm like putting him on the spot, but just like, hey, how do you feel about it? You know, that kind of thing. So, you know, I made those attempts for sure. And then I was extremely patient because it was like a month of this going on, you know? And I went and asked other people, I'm like, hey, because my mindset, dude, even though I'm working for a company, I try to think like the boss.
Yeah.
You know? I don't want to think like an employee. I'm thinking on a bigger scale as the boss.
Right.
So I went to some of the more seasoned people there and I said, what, in your opinion, because you know this person better than me, you obviously have more rapport with them, what do you feel is the best approach in connecting with that person? Not, hey bro, he's pissing me off, this and that. I didn't say take that route. I said, how should I connect with this guy? I'm willing to put in that work to make sure we're cohesive as a unit and that we continue to, you know, perform at the highest level.
Right.
And that person even told me, was like, dude, I've been around that person for X amount of years and I don't even know how to deal with it. You know? So then when that was said, I was like, okay, so this may be a losing battle taking that route. So then I said, you know what? I feel like I've showed grace. I feel like I put forth the effort. At the same time, I'm not going to sacrifice and stop being who I am as a person.
No doubt. Yeah.
Just because that person doesn't like it, even though literally the majority does like it. You know, we have a great time at work because of it. You know, I'm not saying it's just me, but I'm like, I feel like I was maybe the catalyst to having that more joyful environment.
Gotcha.
So, but luckily, like I said, that person did reach out. They kind of
honestly, that show's big
100%.
for that person.
I told him, I was like, hey, dude, mad respect.
I mean, that's and putting his ego down and just just saying like, hey, you know, I apologize. I didn't mean to come off like that. And they even
told me, because I just to piggyback off that, I actually told them, I was like, listen, man, I've been wanting to talk to you. And I straight up, dude, like if something where I'm doing something or I maybe disrespected you in somehow that I didn't know, or maybe you just don't like me as a person, I completely respect it. I understand it. Just tell me so I know, so we don't have to play this guessing game.
Right.
And I'll respect that. And I won't even take it personal. If you just tell me like, dude, I just don't like who you are or what you're about, I'd be like, no problem. Right. Absolutely. I'm not going to I know it's unrealistic to think everyone's going to like me.
Of course. Yeah.
Or everyone's going to love me, whatever.
Yes, of course.
So I was completely fine with that, but I just didn't want to have to walk on eggshells anymore.
Yeah, no,
just tell me like, you don't like me, cool. Now I know. I will make sure to avoid you at all costs, and you know, not make too much of a scene around you, just out of respect.
Sure.
But he was like, dude, it's actually not you at all, man. He's like, it's just like a me thing. It takes me a while to, you know, so.
Yeah, no. That's another thing. It's just some people it takes you a lot longer for them to open up to you. Yes. And maybe for a month maybe a long time for you, but for them, it's not. Yeah. They're still kind of like, you know, shaky on like,
you, that kind of
thing. Or if this person is a trustable person, is this person, and then you might be showing signs of something that you remind them of something else. And, you know, so all of that stuff, you're like, oh, you remember this homie. Yeah. And so you're thinking like, what, dude, is it me? And for them, it's like, no, it didn't have nothing to do with you. It's just, there's a lot of dramas.
You know, like, and I was like, damn, bro, I didn't know what was going on. It was just an Indian accent. What do you mean? You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't that serious. But yeah. No, I get it, man. Yeah, it's crazy. But have you had any experiences like that with any like employees maybe?
Not necessarily with the employees. I mean, I've had some people who were just difficult. My guys, I keep everybody very, I'm very lax with everybody.
What is the work environment with you, bro?
What do you mean?
Like when you guys are working, are you guys like making jokes and cracking like, like, you know,
look, the construction world is full of a bunch of egos.
Okay.
And so
really,
yeah, of course. So a lot of guys I kind of stay out of it.
Okay.
But in the group that they are, you know, the group of guys. So you have the foreman, you have the laborers, you know?
Okay.
And so as a group, there'll be people that, and then all of my guys are awesome guys.
Yeah.
They're all super duper great guys.
I'm sure.
But at the same time, when somebody is, all of a sudden, if I tell somebody something, and it doesn't get relayed to everybody,
Okay.
it's like, no, boss told me to do this.
Yeah.
So, and then somebody else tells them, no, we can't do it like this. They kind of get conflicted
Okay.
in that regard, right?
Okay.
Even though the one who's telling him not to do that might be right, because I might have got ahead of myself and said something wrong, and maybe if I went off site to get material or something like that, and but my guys have been pretty cool on calling me,
Okay.
and just letting me know, like, hey, what do you want to do in this situation, and then I'll kind of squash that.
Do you have like a lead guy?
Yeah, I have a lead guy.
Okay,
yeah.
got you.
Yeah.
So he's like kind of the one you just communicate with, and he like executes the orders, like he follows it.
Yeah,
Okay.
for the most part, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's like the jack of all trades, kind of like me.
nice.
So
Okay.
he has one of those minds very similar to mine that, we just build things the same.
Nice.
So when I know how to build something, like I could look at something and be like, okay, how would I construct this?
Yeah.
And then I would be like, okay, these are the parts I'm going to need, and this is how I'm going to build it, right?
Okay.
He has a very similar mind to that.
Nice.
So, there's 100 different ways you could build that,
Right.
whatever thing, right? And so he'll usually have very similar tactics on how to build that.
Like
Where some other guys will be like, well, I thought we'd start with this first and this first. And then me and him are both like, nah, we don't want to do that. Because now you're going to create a problem at this point and this point, and that's going to be in the way of this or whatever. So that's why me and him get along so well.
Nice.
Me and the foreman guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Because he's very, very smart.
Yeah.
And he could build anything, and he's very
Yeah.
good at anything he builds
Yeah.
too. So he's super valuable.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that also clashes with guys because, he gets a certain amount of authority, and some guys dislike that.
In the sense of like, they feel like I'm better at doing that than him. Like nobody cocks like I cock, bro. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah, a little bit,
Okay.
or they'll kind of feel more like, again, me and him have a certain way of doing something, and they'll have a different way of doing something. And their way might not be wrong,
Okay.
but it is different than the way me and Ricky do it.
Okay.
Right?
And you prefer it be done that way?
Yes.
Okay.
I prefer it be done that way.
Let me ask you this now. When you said egos, can you honestly say that if one of your guys comes up with a more efficient or more streamlined or more cost-effective way of doing it,
Yes.
even though it completely is contrary to the way you prefer to do it, would you be like, you know what?
Oh,
we're going to go with Bill's option.
No problem.
Okay.
No
Gotcha.
problem. Yeah.
Like-
No, I'm all about doing it the
Yes.
most efficient way.
Yes. Yeah.
I've been doing this a long time.
I know.
So
I know.
with that being said, there's very rarely that happens.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that doesn't happen, because there's still a lot of things I don't know.
I get you.
And most of the time that doesn't happen from somebody. So like when in particular what you're talking about, if we hire somebody who has been in that specific trade
Yeah.
for 25, 30 years,
Yeah.
right? Or even, been in that trade for a considered amount of time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then when we watch them work and we watch them, like the details of what they're doing,
Yeah.
you'll notice that there'll be certain things that they do that you're just like, oh man, that's
You know what they're
smooth.
doing? Yeah.
Like that little trick right there
Mm.
saves them a lot of time. I've been doing this for 20 years,
Yeah.
and I've never done that trick.
Damn. Okay.
And so they've learned that trick from somebody,
right.
and because they're in that trade
Yes.
all the time.
Yeah.
So when you're in a trade for day in and day out,
Yeah.
you figure out little ways of being super duper efficient.
Right. Right.
Now, when you pick up that tool once every 6 months,
Mm.
even though you are capable of doing that trade,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean you're going to be as efficient
Oh,
as those
100%.
guys,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so for me, it makes sense because I get control of the payrolls, and I can control like the workflow and what we do.
Mhm.
So that's why I like to keep everything in house.
Mhm.
But we definitely lack those minor
Mhm.
little, like, oh, the way they mix that is faster than the way we mix it.
Okay.
Oh, the way they, look at the way they have that bucket set up,
Mm.
so they could pour it right into the, this
Yeah,
thing to, there's a little tricks like that
Yeah.
that you would think are like nothing.
Right.
And they even look
Make a
hokey.
Huge deal.
They even look hokey as fuck.
Yeah,
You look at it, you're kind of
It's kind of
like you just look at it and you walk right past it and you won't even think anything of it. And then we'll walk right past it and be like,
that's a Picasso right there.
bro,
Yeah.
you're just like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Right.
And when that happens, it is it is so cool to see
Yeah.
it. Like I love
How
it.
often does that happen? I know you probably think
Maybe
rarely, right?
twice a year or something like that.
Really?
Maybe once a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is this because now the people that are like doing these like feats, are they your guys or are they like subcontracted people?
Yeah,
that you're
usually
like,
subcontractors.
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. I mean, very rarely it's my guys, just because we've come up and we'll implement those.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Why
So
not?
then
Yeah.
once we have that, we'll implement those, and then they just become part of our stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we try to pick up anytime we come up with those things, we pick them up and we do them because
Yeah.
they're super well.
Now, is there anything like within the deeper contractor world? Is there anything like where someone has made like created this method, right? And it's much more efficient and it like gets named after him. It's like, oh, that's the Simmons caulking method or something like that.
I haven't heard anything like that. I'm sure there are in certain circles.
Because you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
when someone comes on and they call it like the Heimlich maneuver.
Right.
It's named after the guy. His
Right.
last name was Heimlich.
Oh, I
and he
guarantee
created
there's
it.
a billion things like
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
definitely.
Cool.
But I don't know. And a lot of those things are so old.
Okay, I got
You know what I mean? It's some 1930s guy who
Right,
said
right.
something, and then now it's just a normal language.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
You wouldn't really
Yeah.
know. You would never know who that guy is.
Right,
You know?
right. I didn't even know that guy was tied to like I didn't know it was named after a person. The Heimlich.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
what? the-
No, exactly. I didn't either.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. German guy.
But he's exactly.
Yeah.
But it's so those are all cool things. But
Right.
as far as back to the employee problems,
Yeah.
not really. I mean, I've been very lucky with that.
That's
I mean, there's a lot of drama between employees of just being able to get along and deal with authority.
Yeah.
That's not like, when they're working together every day,
Mhm.
everyone becomes boys.
Yeah. Of course.
You know?
Yeah.
And so when when the time comes to like the main guy has to like check the other guys,
Mhm.
like it's me and you are boys, right?
Right.
And then all of a sudden I check you.
Mhm.
You're kind of like, oh yeah, I thought we were boys. Why are you checking me like this?
Yes. Yeah.
And so that is a problem
That is, especially in the workspace.
in the
Yeah.
work, right?
Yeah.
Instead of being like, well, I understand we're boys, but I still have a position to fulfill.
And I have a job to do.
I have a job to do, right? And so my boss is looking at me to fulfill that job.
Yeah.
And this is what I got to do.
Yeah.
And so now I'm making them the bad guy
Yeah.
by enforcing that law,
Right.
that rule when I'm
Yeah.
not around,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so that can be
It's a slippery slope.
a difficult thing for them to deal with.
Now, what do you prefer as a business owner and as the boss? Do you prefer that they get chummy or do you prefer, hey, let's keep it professional just so that it's easier when we have to go through scenarios like that? You get what I mean?
I prefer everyone get along.
Yeah.
I prefer
too,
everyone
man.
be adults and be accountable to themselves. We have conversations and meetings all the time.
Yeah.
And I tell them all, like, look, we're all grown men. We're all professionals here.
Exactly, dude.
So I don't really care. Like if this guy over here, guy A over here is working slow.
Yeah.
I don't want you to be over here thinking like, oh, well, he's working slow. So why can't I?
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, you got to be a man here.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to be the one to step up, be responsible for yourself.
Yeah.
Because if I show up
Mm-hmm.
and I understand he's not working hard,
Yeah.
you don't necessarily need to rat him out,
Right.
but you be the inspiration to
And you
pick
be
him
the
up, to be
example.
be the example, to like work hard.
Yes.
Don't go down to his level.
Yes.
Because when I show up and I don't see nothing done,
Yeah.
everybody's in trouble.
Yep.
And then you guys are all going to point to him and be like, it's his fault.
Yeah.
It's like, nah,
Yeah.
it's not his fault.
Why were you guys?
It was maybe it's his fault for him,
right.
but it's not his fault that the whole
Yeah.
crew became lazy
He
today.
didn't force you to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I also am agreeing in an agreement with everything on a crew is a lot about flow
Yeah.
and about rhythm.
Right.
And sometimes when when the job gets out of rhythm,
Yeah.
efficiency slows way down.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. When people start arguing,
Yeah.
people start doing things out of rhythm. Because now this guy, instead of doing what he's supposed to do and helping out,
Mhm.
he wants to go be a lone wolf and go work on something, something else that needs to be done,
Yeah.
but he doesn't want to work with a group anymore.
Right.
But that becomes very unhelpful because now he's using tools that maybe these guys need.
Yep.
And so now the tool's way over there, not over here.
Inefficient.
And everything
We'll
becomes
walk all the way to get it. Come
and then they
back.
don't want to talk to each other.
Right,
And then you're
right.
asking, hey, go tell him because he
Yes.
won't talk to me.
Yeah,
So
so
there's
many, yeah.
so many little things like that
Yeah.
that are
It's not
ridiculous.
efficient for a work.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And so that's another thing that it's tough. And then we also have guys that'll, if one person fucks something up,
Yeah.
then everybody is very, very, very quick to be like, ha, you fucked up.
Mm.
Oh, he did it. He broke it.
Mhm.
He did it. He
Mhm.
did it.
Mhm.
And that person starts to feel like crap about themselves. And then they start to be mad at everybody.
Yeah.
And then so that creates a rift of like, not only are they let's say being lazy that day for whatever reason. Let's say they had a fight with a girl or, you know, they're having car problems or whatever, whoever knows what their internal crap is. Right. And then they have the group like beating them up, you know, and literally they beat them up. They go hard on them, you know? And so, and that person just gets super butthurt, you know? And so that person will, and everyone gets their turn. Yeah. You know, everybody gets their turn.
Oh yeah.
And so it's tough for like guys in that situation.
Isn't it crazy how, and actually before I say this, quick little side note, if you like what we're doing here, we would love for you guys to like, comment, and subscribe, please, to our YouTube channel. Just takes a second. Just click the subscribe button, throw a little comment, see what you guys are liking, and a like would be nice too. But back to my point, isn't it crazy how the same dynamics we experienced in high school happen as adults in the workplace?
Oh, 100%.
You think like you do grow out of that, and you're like, you know, when you're younger, you know, I'm sure at least with my parents, they didn't understand that because that kind of stuff doesn't happen like in the Middle East. Unfortunately, it's different maybe a little bit, but you know, you see like in a show or a movie where the father's telling the son like, hey man, this is your only experience, this kind of stuff. It's just in high school, man. You're going to grow up. You're going to go to college. You're going to be rich, successful, whatever, this and that. But it happens in a 9 to 5. There's the cool person. There's that nerdy person. There's the hot chick, the cheerleader type. Yeah. There's the one that this and this, and you know, everyone gangs up on one person, or there's gossip, and this is like it doesn't go away. No, it's even as adults we do it.
These are all human natures.
Yes,
and not to mention there are like if you're kind of a quirky, dorky guy. People notice.
Yes.
You know, if you are a cool guy and you're attractive and people want to be around you, people want to be around you. Exactly. So these are all things that are pretty normal.
It's not going to go away.
And then you also have all of the, you know, the sinful natures. You have the lust of it is a pretty girl and a lot of people are trying to be around her for that, or the envy of oh, you're the, you know, the golden child, the boss likes you best.
Right.
And then they want to give you, instead of being like, no, me and the boss just connect just like I connect with my friend, the boss just happened to be someone that I connect with. I'm not sucking up to him because they're the boss.
It's like coming natural.
Just, you know, there's those relationships too, right?
Yeah.
And so all those things just happen.
Yeah.
And then you can't even really explain why.
Right.
It's just one of those things that just
happens.
Look, we
just click.
Yeah, we click. That's it. There's no harm, no foul, right?
Yeah.
And so, but some people, they'll look at that and they'll be envious or they'll jealous. So they'll
stage it as that, like, oh, you're sucking up.
And have all of those kind of human emotions to like, instead of just looking in themselves and being like, hey, good for them that they click.
Exactly.
Like,
stop being a hater.
Yeah. Why is that their clicking has nothing to do with me being out of it. If I, you know, I don't click with them, I have friends that those people won't click with. Like that doesn't mean anything about those, right?
Right.
So it's just all about that.
It's just crazy to
people.
Me. Yeah. You know, my mindset, man, is when I'm in the workplace, and I'm sure there's been times where I've succumbed to it and, you know, fell into the emotions of it or whatever, but I do my very best to separate emotion from professionalism. In a situation like I'm really tight with one of the guys at work and he's one of the bosses. We joke around, we have a good time. But if he did have to come and discipline me or do something where he's like, hey dude, you messed up here, whatever, I know I won't take it personal because I know he's just doing his job.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to probably do that. And especially because we are like on a good terms, like I know that he's not doing it because he doesn't like me or anything like that. It's just like, hey man, I'm getting flack from the top bosses. I have to tell you this.
Yeah, right.
I mean, and luckily then something that's happened. But I think that is the key to being able to excel in the workplace is you have to consciously be able to separate your emotions from the fact that it is still a job.
Yeah.
Yes, we can have a good time and we can joke around and this and that. But when it comes down to it, and unfortunately, like maybe shit goes down and we have to switch on to the professional hat. Also take that in stride, just like you took the jokes and the messing around in stride, right? You know? Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people struggle with that.
Yeah. Like, it's that feminine energy, bro.
It is, bro. It's that beta shit.
Yes.
It's so funny you said it because I literally said that about the
so crazy.
It is. It's that beta shit, bro.
Right.
It's that beta bitch shit.
Right.
You know? And I just I I will never allow myself to truly become that. So whatever the opposite of that is, I'm going to do, which is like what I'm saying, being able to separate your emotion from the workplace and the professional.
Keeping
And it doesn't
the
have to be
logic
that, but any
based-
scenario,
yeah,
you know,
scenario, so-
even when like the other thing that I really cannot stand is people not being able to take criticism. And we've talked
Yeah.
about this too, how
Yeah, it's a feminine
it's
thing.
just, even if somebody was hating and they're criticizing me, I tell myself, hey, bro, it can be coming from a negative place, but I'm going to turn it into something positive.
Mhm.
So I'll take it in stride. They can say what they want to say. Okay, for sure. You know, I'm doing this better, that. And they could be doing it. And I know truly that is coming from a hateful place.
Right.
But you know what? Maybe it is a point that I missed about me that I could improve on.
No
So
doubt.
I'm going to take that in stride. I'm like, cool. You can keep hating. I'm going to actually, you're helping me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And if it isn't something, you know, I'll be able to discern between that. You know,
Yes.
if it is something that I truly feel like it's not something that I need to work on or improve, okay, whatever. I can make that decision. But if it is, I need to be honest enough with myself to be like, that person's right. I
right.
should take that. I
Yeah.
should do this or whatever.
Oh,
you know?
100%.
And I just don't understand that why people can't think like that.
Yeah, it's an immaturity and an ego thing.
Yeah.
Mostly, you know, they
Like
want
you
to
said,
be.
betas.
Yeah, no, big time.
Yeah.
Big time. So,
Speaking of betas,
yeah, so I was gonna say this is a good transition to
Yeah.
talk about, you know, back to how is the dating scene going?
good call, Tim.
Good call.
It is interesting. I took your
Just
advice
started.
and I got onto Tinder and Hinge.
All right, good job.
And man, there's a dramatic quality difference in Hinge compared to Tinder, in my opinion, as far as aesthetically. But you know, it is what it is. But
They're both free products, right?
technically they are free. They offer a
Yeah, they have paid things,
yeah,
but they
like where you
are
can- yeah, they're free.
They
Yeah.
they have
Yeah.
free parts, right?
But what sucks about it is, and I don't know if, you know, maybe we can get this message across to Hinge, because it would be nice if they did. You get a certain amount of likes on Hinge, right?
I have no idea how Hinge works.
Okay. So instead of swiping left and right like you do on Tinder, on Hinge, I actually kind of like their setup a little bit better. Like aesthetically, it's nicer because, you know, that as far as appearance goes. But you can either like a person or not like a person, but the number of likes that you are able to submit is limited per day. And it might be the same thing on Tinder. I literally have had it for 2 days, so
Gotcha,
I'm not like
yeah.
an expert in either. I used to have Hinge though.
Okay.
That's where I went on that last date.
Gotcha.
Was that chick from Hinge. But yeah, you have a certain amount of likes that you're allotted per day, and then once you hit that max, you can no longer like anyone. And the reason why I hate
Gotcha.
that is they don't even offer you a feature where, say I'm still combing through and I see one that I like. Actually, now I'm thinking about it from a business perspective, and it's actually brilliant on their part, because then it forces me to pay because I want to send that like. Sons of bitches.
Oh no doubt.
yeah.
No question.
Sons of bitches.
Yes.
Okay. Well, but at least allow me the ability to like bookmark her. I
No.
want to be able to come back to it.
No.
You know? Come on, Hinge. I can't afford it. But
if you're that into it,
yeah, that's true.
pay for
That's
the
true.
service.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn it. All right. I guess you guys know what you guys are doing
Yeah,
from a
of
business
course.
perspective. But
if
yeah.
it was free, that's how they make their money.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
That's
yeah,
how it keeps
yeah,
this thing doors
100%,
open.
100%. Yeah, but I did do the whole week thing where I could like pay for a week and you get more likes and shit like that.
Okay.
And then they have features where you can like boost your
Yeah. Okay. I
profile
remember
and all
that.
shit.
Yeah.
Did you? I obviously I know you're a happily settled and married man now, but when you were on it, did you ever click that boost thing? I'm just curious.
I think so. Maybe once or twice.
Yeah, did
You
it
know, I
help?
think they give you like a free one or a couple.
Oh,
free
I haven't got
ones.
shit.
Yeah, I think they back then you would get a certain amount of free ones if you.
Probably based on appearance.
I
You're
don't-
better looking.
I don't
they
think
give you
so.
the ones.
I remember something like that.
Okay.
So you'd get.
But did you feel like it helped?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
You know, I don't remember. I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
You know, I do remember it takes a while to like build up
Okay.
a consistent.
So I shouldn't be so disgruntled
Selection.
after 2 days.
No,
Yeah.
gosh, no. No, you're not just going to get flooded right
Yeah,
away.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and there's going to be a million conversations that are started on a Tuesday night and are going to run till Thursday afternoon.
Yeah.
And then they'll fizzle out right there. And it'll be funny because they'll be all super energetic and you'll be like, oh man, I can't wait to meet you. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then Thursday will come. You'll both say good morning or, you know, or not. And then, you guys never text each other again.
Yeah.
You know, and it's wild. It'll just be like that.
That's crazy.
And because someone else will come on, they're kind of like digging a little bit more. And same thing for them. They'll find somebody that they dig a little bit more.
Yeah.
And you can't hate on any of that.
Right.
You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And so let those type things happen.
Just take it in stride.
Just take it in stride. Don't be too emotional about anything. Anything that happens on this thing.
Don't get so caught up.
Don't get caught up at all.
Now, do you think that's causing any damage, like on a psychological level?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I really didn't have a problem with it.
Okay.
You know, I was pretty, back to that, you know, self-accountability and being able to separate.
Yeah.
Like I always looked at it like, look, I don't like everybody.
Yeah. I can't expect everyone to like me.
Right. That's it. That's the big bottom line. So when somebody falls off, you don't know what they're going through in their life. And they're only telling you in the text.
Yeah.
They're only telling you what they want to tell you.
Yeah.
So they're not telling you like, hey, I'm still talking to my ex.
Yeah.
I got this going on in my life.
Yeah.
You know, blah, 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 blah. They're not telling you about none of this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, they're just telling you what they want, their story, their little
spiel,
you know, snapshot of what's happening right now. Right.
Yeah.
And so it's none of your business either. You know, they're
Very
just
true.
You know, you don't know each other right now. So they don't owe you nothing.
Yeah.
And so, but you just kind of have to take that in stride about what's happening in their life. And you're going to do this too.
Yeah, for sure.
You're going to be liking somebody,
100%.
and then eventually you're going to start to talk, and they're going to say some few things, and you're kind of like, this girl's kind of weird. Yeah. She talks about everyone. She only has guy friends, and she's got 100 of them, and she's not refuses to give up any of them.
Right.
And you know, all of a sudden you're kind of like, man, you know, this is just not something I'm into.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then so you'll just fade back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And so again, when somebody does that to you, no hard feelings, just keep it pushing.
Yeah. And honestly, that is my approach to this is I'm not taking it that serious. I'm just like, if something happens to come of it, cool. But I'm not expecting anything. I'm not like, oh my God, I'm going to find my love on here. Yeah. You know, that's definitely not my mindset.
This is one thing I found the most true though.
Really?
You will find what you are.
Ooh, bars.
You will find what you are. 1,000%.
Kind of like you'll attract
what you are.
Yeah.
So if you are a little male hoe,
you
will find a bunch of male hoes for yourself.
You're going to get a male hoe?
Yes.
No.
You will find girls,
female.
even if you think like, okay, I'm trying to find a girl, but I might hoe it up until I find the girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which a lot of guys do. Yeah.
You know, she'll be out there. I'm just going to like keep playing.
I'll just stop when I find her.
Yeah, right. Yeah. What you're putting out
is what you get.
Is exactly what you're going to get.
I feel it. You reap what you sow.
Dude, and there's nothing more true.
Yeah.
So be very careful on what you're putting out.
Okay.
Because you will find, and then you're going to find a baddie.
Yeah.
And you're going to be like, this is the one. And that hoe is going to trick you that she's a housewife and she ain't a housewife, bro.
Oh.
And you're going to be the one fixing her, trying to make her this housewife, and she ain't.
Oh man, I've been down that road.
So be very aware of that because that's what happens in this game.
Okay, now let me ask you this. Like I told you before, your boy's coming off a very long stint.
Right.
You know? And even though I'm not endorsing this and I'm not saying I should do this, but I'm a man.
I'm going to do this.
But I probably will. And you know, what happens? So what are your thoughts about being a hoe for a little bit and then being not a hoe?
I understand. Going through all of that, I'm telling you, it's all a waste of time. Dead ass. Yeah. And it really is.
Yeah.
You know, when I really look back at all those times, the only thing you really get better at, you get more comfortable with females.
Yeah.
Which is good. Yeah. As a man, you need to be more comfortable 100%. With just everybody. Right. Yeah. And you should be comfortable and not intimidated by, you know, a woman's beauty. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. It should just be like, whether she's a 5 or a 10.
Yeah, it's nothing.
It's just a person.
Yeah.
If the bottom line is like, why does that 10 need to be treated any more different from the 5, right?
100%.
And if that 10 is a 2 in reality and her personality.
Right.
you know,
She's really a
there's
two.
no reason to like treat her any differently than
Right.
anybody, right? Be
Yeah.
kind and generous and nice and
Oh,
thoughtful and be the man in all situations.
absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think that is important. So I do think you need to have a certain amount of experience as a man
Yeah.
to understand how to be around just females in general and also just around people in general.
Yeah.
But there are females, you do act differently than you would act with males, right?
Yeah.
But I definitely, what was the question again? What we're saying?
As far as being a hoe for a little
yes.
bit and
I think it's a waste of time.
yeah.
I do. I look back and I'm like, man,
Yeah.
what was I doing? What was I
Right.
thinking? Why would I even do this?
Yeah.
Like that made no sense for the amount of risk involved.
Yeah.
It's like riding a motorcycle. This is how I thought about riding a motorcycle. I think it is so fun to ride a motorcycle.
Yeah.
But with the risk to reward of riding a motorcycle,
Right.
it's not that fun.
Yeah.
Not on these streets.
No. 100%.
Not with these potholes and these crazy ass drivers.
Yeah.
The same thing is when you're getting with these chicks.
Yeah. And it's only
Is-
for a moment of satisfaction.
You know this girl's not the one.
Yeah.
And the risk that goes along with this girl who's not the one,
Mm-hmm.
when you might contract something, you might get this chick pregnant, you might, list goes on and on and on.
Psycho that
Yes.
was gonna, yeah.
So all of these things could happen.
Yeah.
So to say that it's really worth it for what? Some sexual pleasure?
yeah.
Like, bro,
Yeah.
I don't care how bad she is. It ain't that good when it's
Yeah.
not the right person.
Right.
It just ain't. It
Right.
never is.
Yeah.
You think it is
Yeah.
because she's bad or she's
Yeah,
this
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah, yeah.
But then when you experience it,
Yeah.
you're kind of like,
Yeah.
it's only good when that person like wants you so badly
Right.
and you want
Right.
them back.
Yeah. Like there's
Like,
some emotion to it.
There's some
Yeah.
more to it than
Connection,
just
yeah.
that 10 and she's a really 2.
Yeah.
When she's a real 2 in her personality,
Yeah.
you're still like, man, like,
Oh no, trust me. Yeah. I
But
get you on that. Yeah.
you're annoying as shit.
Yes.
You talk
Yeah,
too
yeah.
much. All you are, you want me to take photos of you all the fucking
Yeah.
time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what do I look like? What the
Yeah,
hell are
dude.
you talking
Yeah,
about?
no, straight up.
No,
Yeah.
I just bought you this dinner. You barely said thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
And not that you want him to say thank you in a like you're so much better.
Yeah, but just
But
like,
at the same, just
be a
like
decent person.
being courteous and being like, look, we're both doing for each other.
Yeah.
Be as a woman, be a feminine woman,
Right.
and not just this
Yeah.
person who just thinks that they're entitled to just men to just do everything for them. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want that shit around me on
yeah,
any
yeah,
level.
yeah.
I don't want guys around me like that or girls around me
Yeah.
like that.
Amen.
Like, don't be using me.
right. Yeah.
And so, but when that happens and you use them for sex,
yeah.
everything feels gross.
Yes. Yeah.
Everything feels, you just felt like you just got used
Right.
by, that you just took them out
Yeah.
and then you just used them
Yeah.
and everything ends up being like, man,
Yeah.
this whole thing is sour.
And what's sad, that's become so normalized now.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
So it's definitely not worth it.
Yeah.
And it's so tempting though,
It is, man.
because you think like, it's just like, no, man, this is what I need.
yes.
The second you get it, you're kind of like, this is
Dude, listen.
awful.
You know how I'm not trying to be rude or anything or not rude, but crude. You know how they say like post nut clarity.
Yeah, definitely.
It's literally, and
Yes.
and I'm sure every guy can relate to this. As soon as you do nut, you have absolutely no desire for that person anymore.
No.
You're just like, all right, I'm good.
Yeah. Again, unless it's someone that you're
Exactly.
really into.
That's where it goes.
And
to
then
the
you're
next
like,
level.
dang, this, and then, but you don't want to get confused
Yes.
because sometimes,
Yes. Yeah.
and then a lot of times, especially with these narcissist personalities,
yeah.
which so many females are these days,
Yes.
is they put themselves out there, in the first few months of anyone, they're going to be giving them their best selves.
Yes.
Right.
They
So
always do.
it's,
Yeah.
so you think you're getting
This
type
is what she
A.
is, yeah.
and then you end up getting type, Z.
Z,
You're
yeah.
way down the list of where
Yes,
she was,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of that too.
Yeah.
So again, when you share yourself real early
yeah.
and you have sex with this chick and then you're feeling that what you're saying, the post nut, but it's good.
Yes.
She's like, man, this girl makes me feel good. She
Mhm,
talks to me
mhm,
well.
mhm.
She says she's going to take care of me.
Mhm.
She sends me sweet things.
Mhm.
You don't really know if it's true without time.
And it goes back to that consistency. How
Yeah.
consistent can she be at being that person?
Yes,
For the
because
duration?
that person will show themselves
Yes,
eventually.
eventually.
Some people are just like first date. It's
Yeah.
like they're taking photos of their plate and they're taking photo. Hey, take a photo of me in
Taking
front of the
calls.
restaurant.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're just like, and then you look on their page and it's just about them.
Right.
And you look down their page and there's 50 other
The guy's
times
like,
about
hey, we
them.
just went there.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Or
the-
all these other. And you're just
Right.
like, you're just on all these things with different dudes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, which is fine. Hey, look, do your thing.
Yeah.
But you're obviously a girl. I don't like the fact that I don't like girls posting all that stuff.
Yeah.
You can just see all their personalities.
Yeah.
And it's all about them. It's all about, they've been on 100 different dates, which is probably they've been smashed 50 of them times. And they're going to be damaged by that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I you take away steps back on how that goes.
That's why I'm saying, man, I don't know if it sounds so cheesy, and I'm sure like everyone feels this way or whatever, but I genuinely, I don't know if it's in the cards for me.
No,
like,
it is.
to find someone. I don't know. I really, bro, like it's sparse out here, dog. Like it is sparse.
I agree. But until you change you, you will continue to find I'm telling you, you will always find you.
Yeah.
And so this time working on you, continue to work on you.
Yeah.
And she'll just fall. She'll just fall in your lap.
Yeah.
I promise you.
That's how it's
until you be the man you need to be for the right woman.
Right.
She'll come.
Yeah.
But if you continue to if you hoe it up.
Yeah.
Then that girl, you might come across that girl.
Yeah.
And she's going to be
take you serious.
And she's not going to take you serious.
Yeah.
Dead ass. Because you are portraying
she's
this
like,
person
you're not the man I'm.
You're not, I'm not liking this guy.
Even though I'm inside, I'm like, no, wait, I really am. You just caught me at a bad phase, So.
But that's the thing. What if you catch that girl at a bad phase?
Stay prepared. You won't have to be prepared.
You know what I mean? The thing is, I think guys can go through those bad phases.
Yeah.
And I don't think girls can.
I don't think
girls
they can
go through a hoe phase and then come out unfazed.
Yeah.
Well, I do think guys can go through a hoe phase and look back and be like, I shouldn't have done that, and not have all that to be trauma.
Yes.
On them. Where girls mostly, it'll turn into trauma.
It really will.
And then they think that they just get rid of you because, they can always get another dick to sit on.
Yeah.
And so they're like, oh, I don't need you. I'll just go sit on the next one.
Yeah.
And then, oh, I don't need you. I'll go sit on the next one. Yeah. And then they're always just trying to trade up or trade because they think the next one's going to be the one, not understanding that, look.
That's my theory on why you'll sometimes see a super baddie with not trying to be mean, but a lame square. You're like, dude, what? How did that guy pull that? And I'm talking about situations where he doesn't have money. Not like that, at least. And it's just because she's done that so much. She's gone through every hot guy and gone through so many dicks that she's like, dude, I actually really do need to settle down now.
Yes.
The only one that will give me the life that, as far as being the wholesome husband and loyal and all that, is this guy.
You nailed it.
And he's not what you would imagine her ending up with.
No.
I've seen it time and time again.
Yes.
And those guys are just happy because they're like, I got me a 10, bro. And but they're just, honestly, a lot of times they're like beta males.
No, 100%. That's what I was going to say.
And they're just
like,
I'll take it. It's fine with me that she has 300 bodies on her count.
Exactly.
I'm good with that. Yep. I can handle it.
She finds an effeminate man that he's not going to raise her, and she's got kids too now.
Oh, yeah. Clearly. Oh, yeah. And so before their baby daddies.
This feminine man is trying to be the stepdad to these kids or even be the real dad or whatever to these kids. And she runs that household. She runs over everybody.
Yeah.
And she's so damaged because she has been ran through all these different dudes.
Yeah.
She's probably been with very high quality dudes.
Yeah.
And all of them have fucked her over.
Because they're not going to take her serious.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so when they don't take her serious, she's looking at like they fucked her over. They just didn't take her serious because she just didn't act right.
Why would I marry you when I could have someone of
right, or someone who's going to act right?
Yeah.
Straight up.
Exactly.
And so since she thinks it should be entitled to something,
right,
then she finally settles to this guy who's going to give her the world.
Yeah.
But she doesn't respect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so she runs all over him all over the place.
All the time. Yeah, yeah.
And he's someone who's just going to take it.
Exactly.
And this is something that, like you said, dude, you see this all over the place.
All the time. Yeah.
And so, I mean, you're still young enough.
Yeah.
Where you could still date a 26-year-old or 25-year-old easily, and it not be weird.
Yeah.
And with that being said, you could still, hopefully find someone who's not the
We'll see, man. We'll see.
Because older and single, the longer someone is single, I think
it's a bigger warning sign.
It's a definitely bigger warning sign.
That is the reason why I feel like because of my little stint of darkness, it's like I'm trying to catch up on the last 7 years or whatever it is and be like, man, I didn't live during that time.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get any other experiences, whether it's girls or traveling or this or that. So it's like, now I'm 35 years old. It's like, I don't want to be getting married at 45 or 42, 43. Like I would hope that I can get married, maybe if I even do, at least in my 30s still.
Mhm.
And then also it's like, I've had such a crazy transformation. I wanted to take advantage of that a little bit, but it's also like, I do want to get someone serious that I can build a life with. So I'm just like, man, I'm going to have to just sacrifice on one and just say, like, I'm not going to get a chance to experience that, you know? And it's probably going to be the whole just not taking advantage of the body transformation and like, you know, the TRT.
I mean, I think I still think you can date a lot.
Okay.
I mean, but my biggest advice is just same thing what you would tell any girl as well.
Yeah.
Is have some self-respect.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, have some self-respect.
Yeah.
So honestly, even as a man, have some self-respect.
Right. Right.
You know, again, don't share yourself with everyone.
Right.
Like have some self-respect that you know that you're valuable enough.
Exactly.
Not everyone gets access to you.
Access and deserves.
No,
access.
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So have a little bit of that.
Right.
And I don't think men hear that enough. We just think like racking up all these bodies is going to do
it's a good
something.
thing. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's honestly not.
No, it's not.
It's not helpful.
No, it's not.
And it seems like it's cool and all these other things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
But
I said,
it's really not.
going on the dates and being creative and learning how to treat a woman like a gentleman.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I say it like a gentleman, I don't mean giving her everything she wants. I'm talking
Right.
about like
Just being
a man,
respectful man.
being
Yeah.
how to be a man, really,
Yeah. Yeah.
and how to be a man that the females are willing to follow.
Yeah.
You know, and that's
Thought of-
something different
Yeah.
than just a man that's just going to be a playboy.
Right.
You know, like a
Right.
fuck boy.
Yeah.
Like be someone where this woman wants to follow.
Right.
You know, and that becomes you being trustworthy, you being consistent, you being, you know, having some self-respect. Once you exude those qualities,
Yeah.
now all of a sudden, when you come across that girl and that girl's going to come through your life because they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Good girls are everywhere too. I know you're saying they're not, but they're everywhere too. They're at the grocery stores. They're at the malls. They're everywhere too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of them that are jaded because of, you know, social media is tall.
Yeah.
All be these boss bitches and stuff.
Yeah,
Which is
yeah,
all nonsense. But
yeah.
at the same time, there are a bunch of good girls out there.
Yeah.
But when you're not a leader,
Yeah.
and you're gonna get passed up.
Yeah.
You know, just because you are. Because there's also not very many good guys out there too. There's a lot of fuck boys too. There's a lot of feminized boys.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those too. So to say that there's not good girls out there, there's not. But there's also not a lot of good guys out there.
Yeah.
So when you are a good guy, that good girl immediately is going to be like, oh, there's one.
Bro.
I've been looking for that one.
Yeah.
So you have to focus on being that.
Mhm.
Because the second you deviate from being that good dude,
Mhm.
you fall in the category of being everybody else. And
Yeah.
that good girl just passes right by you.
100%.
She ain't trying to look at you at
I
all.
made my living off of that actually back when I was younger. Was these girls they've had experiences with all these guys that would cheat on them and stuff like that. And then they would come in, you know how many, and this is not to like flaunt or like stroke my ego or anything like that, but I honestly couldn't count how many, because I've dated a lot in my 20s, like a lot. Serious girlfriends, only 3. As far as sexual relationships, I was very selective with that too.
Mhm.
Just because I did back then, I had that mindset, but it's just like now, I don't know. I'm just, you know, I guess I'm just more horny. But the truth is, every experience that I had on a date with a girl or whatever, they would always say the same thing at the end of the date or the next morning is like, I've never met a man like you.
Mm.
And it was just because I was just a decent guy. And that's
Yeah.
how sad it is.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
agree with
dude,
that.
Like just the act of opening their door, just being like chivalrous or whatever the word is.
Yeah.
When they say like, oh, it's dead or whatever, I mean, I get why they're saying it because like these, like I said, I would never in 1,000 years allow a woman to pay for my meal if we're on a date. I just can't do it.
Yeah, no,
at
I
least
agree.
in the beginning. Right.
Yeah, but even then, yeah.
What do you mean?
I mean, yeah, I think you should just always pay for the dates. Yeah.
The guys.
Yes. Of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Shouldn't even be a question. Even
Yeah.
if the date doesn't go well.
No, dude, never.
like,
Yeah. Even if it was trash, I'd be like, all right, I would just cut the date short. I'm like, check, please. Let's
Yeah,
go. Like,
yeah.
I'm out.
But don't worry, you don't got to pay nothing. Just-
Yeah, of
I don't
course.
care how
Never. It's
bitchy
not
you
even a
are,
question.
nothing.
Like,
Yeah.
I would find it
Got you.
disrespectful if
Just-
she pulled out her wallet or something
Yeah.
like that. I'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What are you doing? So, every girl that like in my 20s, they would always say that. They'd be like, I've never met or dated a man like you. Like
Mhm.
you're different. And I'm like, that's sad, dude. Because I am confident in myself and my ability, with women. Like I did fairly well, but when I was younger, but I don't think I was doing anything extreme or extravagant.
Right.
Like I was just being like a true gentleman in the sense, not forcing the sex at the end of the night or anything like that. Like I was. And a lot of times that they'd be like, wait, why don't you want to?
Right.
Like, I'm confused. What's going on here? Like, why are you not making a move? That kind of thing. Cause they're just so used to the guy being like, all right, let's fast forward through the dinner. Let's get to the thing,
Right.
So I just wasn't built like that. I wasn't that type of guy. And I wasn't like the type of guy like where I sought out like one night stands or anything like that.
Mhm.
I think I was more drawn to there had to be some substance to her. It wasn't just always about the look. It's like, can you carry a conversation? Can you banter with me?
Right.
Are you informed? Are you educated? Those are the things that like really drew me to the girls that I ended up like getting into relationships with, that kind of thing. So I'm still that guy, of course, but it's just, I don't know. Now it's the TRT, dude. It honestly is the TRT. I think I'm just freaking raging on the TRT and I just want to release that so bad.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, it'll make you stronger.
Ew, dude.
Hold it.
Hold
it in. Hold it in.
I guess. I don't know. We'll see.
No, I mean, believe me, I get what you're going through for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Should I maybe
but not communicating with any females doesn't hurt. I mean, that doesn't help. I think you need to be as a single man.
Yeah.
You need to be at least communicating with them.
In what sense?
Like at least getting to know them, talking to them.
Oh yeah.
Talking to females. Like I
Right.
think that's important
Yeah.
for a single man to do.
No, 100%.
I think it's important for a man to have,
Yeah.
I think that's our yang, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
We need to have that other dynamic.
That was
But-
actually, when I was younger, dude, that was actually, I called it research because I just wanted to master understanding women when I was in my 20s.
Okay.
And I honestly feel like I got, maybe we'll say like 70% of my book done, in the sense of like, I could go on a date with a girl. And by the end of the date, I could pretty much categorize her as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
There were girls with daddy issues. There were daddy's little girls, like the spoiled ones. There were the just complete materialistic ones that were just all about vanity, all about money, all about that. And then there were the like truly wholesome, just genuinely good girls that have like great personalities and just, funny, charismatic, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Those ones were very few and far between.
Right. Yeah.
The rest are in bulk,
Yeah. Yeah.
especially the ones with daddy's issues.
Oh yeah. They're everywhere.
A lot of my past experiences have been unfortunate with girls with daddy issues.
Right. But you got to look at that.
Okay.
Why did you attract that?
Why
did you settle with
And
those?
I'll tell you why. Because my dumbass always wanted to be the guy to heal them.
No,
My
exactly.
naivety.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, you were, I understand when you're like, look, I'm trying to pick these people,
Mhm.
but at the same time, you're picking the wrong people.
100%.
So,
Especially in my 20s. Yeah.
so yeah, when you're picking the wrong people, it is a reflection of you,
Yeah.
right?
No, 100%.
And so, I mean, I look back at all my relationships and it was, man, when I really heard this and I really did some self-analyzing,
Yeah.
I was like, man, I did all of that.
Mhm.
I was exactly that with every one of them.
Mhm.
I reflected all of those, all the things, all the bad things I could say about all of them.
Mhm.
I am in the exact same category they were.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how I acted. And looking back at that, it really snaps you into like, okay, I can't be that way. I'm not going to
Yeah.
be that way. So that's why I was attracting those people.
Yeah.
Because that's just who I was. Right.
Right.
Or that's where I put value.
Right.
If I put value in a sexual relationship,
Or appearance.
and that's what I
or
got
whatever.
back.
Yeah.
I got a
yeah.
sexual relationship.
Yeah.
And that sexual relationship is usually not good.
No. Yeah.
And so you really have to figure out what relationship you want.
Yeah.
What do you truly want?
Yeah.
You want a faithful girl. You want a girl who's going to adore you. A girl who's going to follow you.
Yeah.
Girls. Well, why would they follow you?
Right.
Oh shit! I got to lead them.
Yeah.
You know what is the type of man that is followable?
Yes.
You know, you got to be that man. You got to, you know, so fall into the categories that woman you're trying to aspire to get.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be the man that she wants.
Yeah.
Not just she doesn't have to be the one you want.
Yeah.
You have to be the man she wants.
Right.
That's way more important.
Way more
than finding her.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Because the second you find those girls, second you find those girls that have the daddy issues, if you've worked on yourself enough and you're not looking for that, immediately you're going to look at that girl and be like, no, like there's too many red flags here.
Right.
You're not that girl.
Yeah.
You know, this is all front. This is all fake.
Yeah.
You know, and so you're not doing this for me. You're doing this for you.
Yeah. And to piggyback off that, dude, you're so right, because one could look at what I just said, right? As far as like, oh, because I wanted to be the one to fix them, right? I want to be the one to heal them. That might sound like a nice notion, but the reality is it's very selfish.
Oh, 100%.
Because I was like, it's because I did it.
Yes.
Like I'm the one that fixed it.
Yes.
You know, and how they say like girls take on guys as projects.
Yes.
It's a very selfish notion.
Bro.
I've even heard debates about, you know, I get upset, or not saying me, but a person will say, oh, I get upset when I hold the door open for someone and they don't say thank you. Well, why do you get upset at that? Is
100%.
it because you just want that gratification of knowing they acknowledge you did a nice act they're saying thank you? You should be doing it regardless of whether they say thank you or not. It's just because you're a good person and you want to help them.
That's the act of kindness regardless of what they give back.
Right. Yeah. No, that's the truth, man. Yeah. That's the truth. I love it. This is a good topic, man.
It is. It's very good. But it's a tough, dude, being single out there. I know what you're saying. It's got to be super hard out there.
It is. Especially, like I said, it's changed in my opinion from the time that I was dating back in the, early 2000s and later 2000s to, because like I said, I mean, obviously that was like a one-off, that most recent date I went on. The last time I truly dated was before my third ex, and that was like maybe between 24 to 26 is where I did like majority of my dating, because then I got into another relationship. But it's just crazy different now. Yeah. Because it was like at that stage, like, yeah, social media was around and people were doing it, but it just wasn't to the level that we're at now, where like people live on there, going live, and there was no lives back then.
Yeah, right.
Now it's just like, I honestly think like virtual dating is going to become a very, very big thing, where people are just like, let's just get on a FaceTime call and we're just going to talk like this.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. And it's just like, oh, I guess we'll meet like once a month or something. It's like, what?
No way.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy. It's crazy, but it's the truth. It's the truth.
For sure.
But we'll start to wrap up from there. Very big, exciting news. This coming Tuesday, we have one of our biggest guests yet, and that is Evan, the card guy, one of the dopest, one of the realest guys in the game. He is legit. He is big time, and he's going to be in this studio Tuesday at 4 p.m. God willing, inshallah. Evan, we're so excited to have you, man. That is going to be a jam-packed show full of great knowledge for content creators and business owners and influencers alike that are coming up in this game. Like we said, it's a very saturated market now. So if you are looking for tips and tricks, you're definitely going to want to tune into that episode for sure. And like we said before, man, if you like what we're doing here and you want to show a little bit of love and support, go ahead and click the subscribe, like, follow button, comment, all of the above, please. We appreciate the support and we want to keep on growing this bad boy. But
no, it's good
for you.
Let's go.
Clear views, baby. Stay tuned. We got more coming.
Good stuff.
I low-key really like where we just talked.
Oh, I do too.
And then
that's perfect.
Just like a little bit of all right.
No, I agree. We just talking and then immediately, oh, hey, welcome.
Yeah,
hey,
I think that's more natural. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think it's just nice that way.
Yeah, no, agreed.
Because honestly, that beginning part seemed. I feel like that was the most comfortable we've ever been talking.
At the beginning, yeah.
Because it's almost like we didn't even though I knew you knew we were recording and I knew you were like handling, like treating it, it was still just like a regular conversation,
definitely.
Rather than like when we're trying to give answers after that, it's like we're trying to make the answers this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like it was good.
Yeah, a little bit more entertaining compared to just letting it flow.
Yeah,
naturally.
And I think that's another thing too, bro, that we have to just get comfortable with is if we maybe aren't giving the most like amazing answers.
Yeah.
As long as it's just
Okay.
flowing natural.
Yeah, just let it flow. Yeah.
People are curious regardless of whether you're giving like bars or not. They're just like want to hear
Yeah,
the
yeah,
conversation,
definitely.
you know?
Definitely.
We just play off that curiosity.
Definitely.
I like it. And then I think after we do the episode with Evan, I'm gonna try and do one episode in the Indian accent. That's all right. Literally the whole time.
You done right now, right?
Yeah.
You going home?
Yeah.
So you should about next Friday? Are we filming next Friday?